Um, Look, the way of it um, our Constitution was declared is a declarative. It's sorry, excuse me. It's a powerful thing. Our Constitution. Um, they've always been needing to be expanded, challenged, and fought over. Okay, guys. And to me, that's not hatred of America. That's our citizenship. Uh, I want to talk about some things. Hi, dear. Yes, I'm live. Uh, we can put it in. No, we can put it in songs. We can put it up on a poster board. We can shoot fireworks and express that. And we all say that we're all equal and we all have the same rights. And that's not true. Uh, and I disagree with a lot of it. Sorry, guys, I'm looking at notes that I've made to myself. Uh, Economically, uh, we can't truly be free when one emergency can shatter our lives, destroy it. No, you need a bigger pot. Uh, you cannot truly be free when you're worried about the next meal or how you're going to pay your electric bill. I mean, I struggle with this stuff daily. How are you going to afford this medication? How are you going to take care of your child that is out and accident? Things happen. They break their leg, or they get sick. God forbid they get sick. Or what happens when you have a newborn and that baby has something wrong with them that they have to have care. The politicians in Washington, for the most part, don't understand that. There's a couple, okay? I bring this up because sorry, I need to eat something and snack, so I'm going to my channel. Yes, love. Uncle. I'm good. But what happens? Sorry, feeling my mouth full. Is there a kitty in there? Oh, it's probably out of paper.
No, I put this paper because I'm not using it.
Did the X go away? Hold the X down.
Okay.
Anyway, so they really don't care if your child gets sick. They don't care about anything but what's going on in their life. They have the money to take care of it. We don't. Do I still? Yes, I do. My kids, I'm going to do everything possible. I'm going to talk to you about my oldest son.
Thomas?
Yes, he was out and about. His dad knew where he was, and there was an accident. We wound up spending a month in Parkland in Dallas, Texas. Okay. Not to mention all the things that he had to go through. He's had to go through therapy. He's going through so much in his life. And his brother and sister saw this. They were changed by this too. But if he didn't have Medicaid and Medicare, we would have been stuck with this bill. With Medicaid, excuse me. And this was an accident. This wasn't, it was a freak accident. He got to stay up at the hospital. Okay. Luckily, that my stepmom was able to pay for us a hotel room while we could try to get stayed at the Ronald McDonald House in Dallas. And usually they just do with stuff with children, and they heard about the story and they allowed us to come stay there as long as we needed to. They fed us, they took care, they gave Stacy stuff. They had things for her to do so that I could stay at Ronald McDonald while Steph was at the hospital, and vice versa. But we had to witness all this, the pain, the agony. And if we would have had to worry about that I don't know how much, I don't remember what the total was. But there's no way in hell that we would have been able to do it. Considering that it was labeled as an accident, really, there was a lot more to it. So, if we didn't have that network, what would happen? Mind you, we have ordinary jobs. We have ordinary jobs. And ordinary jobs don't pay worth flip. Even truck driving, stuff like that. You don't make a living wage. You really think that they make a lot of money? No, they don't. A lot of it do it because they enjoy their job. They enjoy what they do. I'm not going to say that I've enjoyed all the jobs that I've been involved in. I was a manager at Lowe's, really didn't like it. And I wound up being a manager at Goodwill. I love the job. I love the people that I serve. But guess what, y'all? If you're tuning into Goodwill's good, the background of that is it's not. It's not. There's people there that have work on SS. They have SSI and all this other stuff, and they pay them pennies on the dollar. But Goodwill is a nonprofit organization ran by other like churches also. They get all these donations for free. Goodwill is a profit. The places that they're getting it nonprofit, and then there's their IT department. They get used computers and stuff like that with kids with disabilities, but know how to fix computers. And they're back there rebuilding these computers, and they go and sell them for. But you think that person that's on SSI or SSDI or has some, but they're only paying them way below minimum wage. It's not fair. I had a my big boss. Stuff would come in, and she would make us look it up. If it was fancy, we had a wedding dress come in and it was worth like something like $25,000. She's like, we need to lock that up and put it up for the auction. And yes, Goodwill has auctions, and all that stuff that gets sent there, it's ridiculous on how much they get. And granted, the store manager did not make much more than me, and she was going to bend over backwards for the bigwigs. I don't know if y'all ever walked into a Goodwill store here recently. It's a joke, and that's how I look at it. We have There is some nonprofits that actually, and they do what they can, but a lot of these nonprofits are ran by bigger churches, and those bigger churches are getting some major tax write-offs. Not to mention, Goodwill gets new stuff, and yeah, they mark it way down, but it's highway robbery, and that was part of the reason. One of the reasons why I left. Also, I left for other reasons, but I've had other jobs that I absolutely loved, but found fault in all of them. I was working in the local hospital, and it was my dream job. I I got in as in kitchen doing, they call it utility, which is you're washing dishes, scrubbing floors, all the clean part of the hospital, the dietary area. And I got that job, and I was like, yes, I got into Longview Regional, which is the hospital, and I had been working my way. Uh, oh, oh, it's a sticker. I'm not messing with that. Anyway, I'm not messing with that right now. Oh, there's 20 people viewing. Hi guys. I didn't see because I got a glare on my screen. Anyway, I got in. I got into Longview Regional. I was like, yes. And Longview Regional is it's a rich hospital. Okay, guys. And I knew there was people there that I went to church with, and I was friends with. My kids loved it when I worked there, especially on the weekend. At the weekends I worked, because they'd come up, and we would my manager knew our situation, and she would let us go ahead and take. There was food that we needed to rotate out, and so but I would go down because I did all the maintenance work in the cafeteria, where they used to have it contracted out, but they knew that I was willing to learn. So I would go down to the maintenance and say, hey, what do I need to fix this? What's going on? Most of the time, if it was something that I could do, that maintenance would allow me to do, then we had parts, or they would go and buy parts and bring it to me and tell me exactly what to do. And I would fix whatever was breaking in the now remodeling and stuff, nothing like that. But anyway, I was trying to work my way into going to maintenance. 5 years into, was it 5? I don't know how long it was. I'm sitting there, and my manager that was above my the that part of the dietary kept telling me, "Hey, things are fixing to change," and he wouldn't tell me what the hell was going on. Well, started talking to me about this 2-3 years in advance, and he kept saying, "I can't tell you, I can't tell you." Well, the hospital contracted it out. Instead of working for the hospital, you're working for a third party, and they give us a week. Well, actually, they give us less than a week, and they come in and they're talking, and I had done told my main manager I'll just stay. And one day, the day before everything was going to switch out, I stayed and talked to the dude. I stayed and talked to him for about 2 or 3 hours, if not more. And I knew he was lying through his damn teeth. And I told Steph, I said, I'm not going back. She's like, well, you done promise? I said, I don't care. I'm not going back. I didn't go back. Guys, I take care of my older brother. He's 9 years older than me. Okay? I work 24 hours a day, 7 days a week with him. I'm here with him. And I'm on the clock 5 days a week. I can only charge 4 hours per day. And then on the weekends, it's 2. I make $11 an hour. I can only charge 24 hours a week. That's all I can charge. And that's all that the state gives me. He's got bipolar, he's got schizophrenia, he's got issues with his kidneys. And a new thing that we have yet to explore now is congestive heart failure. So, and of course, I have my own health issues. My wife, she's starting to have health issues. I'm 42. She's 40. Robert will be 50 this year. 51. Something like that. I don't know. I got a freshman in high school starting. We had one graduate 2 years ago, and my blood son graduates in 2 years. He's with his mom in Dallas, but still. You think that's going to help? I have issues with dizziness and stuff like that. I fell the other day out in the front yard because I was so darn dizzy. You think that people think that it's easy. And we make these calls, and we have to make the difficult calls. I wondered many times, is it time for me to get a wheelchair because I'm scared of falling? Our house is, luckily, my aunt had it accessible for wheelchairs and stuff like that. And guys, it's not easy. This whole idea of freedom, we constantly have to adjust. And that's what I was talking about the other day on my 4th of July rant, and I'll just call it that. Guys, it's ridiculous. And there's common everyday folks. I mean, I was in the military. I tried my best. Damn it, I couldn't do it. I tried. And I still respect the guys in the uniform, and I still respect police officers. I respect fire department. I respect their job. They're not getting paid get enough for what they have to go through. And they have to, it's, it's bogus to me. It's absolutely bogus to me. I'm trying to make sure I'm hitting my, but guys, this, that health thing, we, the freedom for us to figure out who is and what and how, we all need to be able to lean on each other. Because look, I'm going to say this. Our families came across the ocean over there. They came over here, do their thing, colonize America, screw over our indigenous families. They were running from the same damn thing of what they were running for now from over there. Now they're running from over here to over there. Granted, these people some of them may have money, some may not, some may have family ties. I don't know how they're doing. All these people from America are flipping and going back across the pond. But we have to stay here because we don't have that luxury, do we? We don't have the luxury just to run off. While Elon Musk and everybody else is, we're going to shoot for the moon or we're going to shoot for Mars so they can leave our world in shambles. Just like, but who's going to rebuild here? Huh? Who's gonna take that route? My kids, your kids? Oh, they screwed it all up, so we have to fix it. I'd be damned. And you guys that are working custodial jobs for NASA at SpaceX, hell, I don't know. They may have robots doing it. But y'all kissing the bootstraps of those people? Look, I'm on technology. I'm on Facebook. I'm on YouTube. And I know that they're their big thing. And a lot of them are sitting there just loving the death out of, they're sitting there back watching. I'm down to one viewer, man. But, and this is what I'm going to segue from that. Body freedom. I was talking about health. Our LBGQ and our identity and the choices we make. Most of it, a lot of that stuff's not a choice. It's who you are. And it's not up to the churches to tell you who you are, what you can do, they're going to always blow it up because you want to sin and you want to do this and you want to be ungodly. Oh yeah, I want to be ungodly because I was very, very religious when I was younger. And I didn't want to do anything wrong. And I didn't want to feel like a outcast for doing something that I shouldn't be doing. And I encourage my kids to read the Bible and study it because it's coming. Stacy tells me she's not going to have kids. Caden, I don't know where he fits. And Thomas is, well, he's going to figure out one day. But I've encouraged him, read some of the stories in the Bible and tell me if they make sense. Because what's going to happen is these kids that are going to public schools in in Texas, They're going to make them mandatory to, read and study these scriptures. So people that's having kids right now, you're going to have to sit down with your kids or my grandkids, basically. I'm going to have to sit down and say, okay, let's read a Bible story together then. Because Stacy has not cracked the Bible. She didn't even know about Noah or the Jonah and the well. She really doesn't know about Noah's Ark because I haven't given her that bullshit. But I'm going to my grandkids, I'm going to sit down and I'm going to say, okay, what are you learning in school? Oh, they're teaching you that now. Okay. Well, let's sit down and read this together and see if it makes any sense. And I guarantee there's going to be a Bible that doesn't fit what the older King James or the other versions. It's going to be a totally different Bible because they're going to rewrite it. This whole Trump Bible. Guarantee. I think they will change everything that makes no sense and try to make it make sense. But every time they do that, there's always somebody that's got an older version of that book. And I'm going to tear it apart. And I'm going to tell my grandkids, you go in and school of the teachers, won't it? Oh, the 10 Commandments. Yeah, they only obey the 10 Commandments if it's benefiting them. But guess what? There's many more commandments in the Bible. Hell, 621, I think. So, remember that. Inner freedom, that's where I was going this time. Basically, it's obeying your family and obeying the church and these upper authorities. I'm just trying to see what it's kind of whatever. But guys, look, freedom means different things for different folks. You give a group of people, and freedom looks different than what your group of friends think freedom is. Just like you go to church, and you can divide people into groups. You can see it at church. This group believes this way, this group, but they're all united underneath one preacher. But they're not all cordial either with each other. I'm going to put it just the way I see it. People will say they're for freedom. But what flavor of freedom are you? And who are you willing to give that freedom up for? I've touched on this before, and I want to say it again on here. I used to be the world's worst about censoring myself. Because I'd go to church and I would zip my mouth and not cuss at all at church. But guys, I worked at Chick-fil-A and I cussed more than my uncles that were sailors. And the Christians would get pissed off at. I was working drive-through one day, I was in a good mood or whatever, and I I screw I screwed up big time, and I had the drive-through window open, and they heard me. And that I want him fired. He don't need to be working here talking. My boss just was like, okay, whatever. He reprimanded me and was like, don't worry about it. But Chuck found out, and he went to church with her, of course, because goes to the biggest church here. And they got were on to him, so I got in trouble. But you know, that's what. And now you hear Christians cussing up a storm, and granted, there's some old school pastors that are up on that right now, and I'm glad they're sticking to their guns because that's what they're doing. Uh, but guys, freedom looks different, and your freedoms are your freedoms. I'm gonna give you this, and I'm gonna give you my viewpoint on this. We go in a local restaurant, and I have a shirt made, "Fuck Donald Trump 2024" on. We come in, and the manager says we can't seat you for that with that shirt on. I think he was expecting me to cause a scene. I didn't. We just walked out, went to a different restaurant. Here's the kicker: if I open up a restaurant or an establishment of some sort, guess what? It's my right to refuse service for anything. So if somebody comes in and they're wearing a Christian shirt that I don't agree with, I'm sorry, ma'am. I'm sorry, sir. You're not allowed here. They will blow it up like they will go to local news and get on Facebook and go on YouTube. They'll rant, rave, and all that other bullshit. He kicked me out because it's my right to refuse service to anybody in my establishment. My grandma used to say, saying it's good for the goose, it's good for the gander. The old saying. I can pull that shit too. You can pull that shit too. The government can't tell you what to say or do. And that's the thing. Sorry, guys. Stacy's off camera dancing.
Hi.
She's going to want to take credit for that. Whoever subscribes to my channel, she's going to say it's because of her waving in the camera.
No, it's not.
It's full of shit. It's my, but you see where this is going? Your freedom versus their freedom. And they're just waiting so they can sit there and put their nasty ass foot on your throat. But when you do it to them, they don't like it. And then they want us to censor ourselves. But guess what, guys? I'm not censoring myself or anybody anymore. You don't like it? Fuck yeah. Move on along. Write your little comments. Write your little, you need to find Jesus. Whatever. It's my life. It's my channel. And it's my life that I care about. Now, guys, some of y'all will stay. Some of y'all will leave. Some of y'all will don't give a crap, or you'll figure out a way to make me look like shit. whatever. But guys, you have to understand freedom has steps. And I'm going to say this, and I said it earlier. True freedom is living without the politicians, without worrying about what somebody else is doing. And they have they should not have as much power as they do. Because life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, if you're not breaking any moral laws that or just the laws, like you're not unaliving people, you're not out here being a fool. Let me get a little closer. There's people in jail right now that are being held without charges, and they've been there for a long time. And then they strip them of their voting rights. Granted, they strip them of other liberties and things that we have, but since they have a felony on them, they can't have certain things. But the kid down the road that's 18 just bought something. What the hell? That's double jeopardy. They've spent their time in jail. Now, granted, there's other crimes that have, but first of all, you've done your time. You've paid your debt to whatever. They there should be able to, and I like is it Denmark, Finland, somewhere. You have to look it up. There's their jail policies, guys. That's what I'm saying. America is not free. It's just we've moved the goalpost. We have the freedom that the founding fathers, we've had to expand on it. And the Constitution, yes, it's there, and we always seem to go back to that. But we've only had a couple of I mean, I don't know how I don't amendments, 28, I think, since we've been a nation. Don't we need to understand that your freedom, my freedom of life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, that encompasses everything. If you're not hurting someone else. Now, granted, there's going to be comment about abortion. Look, it's not my job to police what somebody else does. It's not your job to police what somebody else does. It's not, when it comes to that, that is, that's, I don't know what to say on that. I really don't, because I think a woman should have, sorry guys, I'm looking at one of my next art projects. Little cat. A little cat. It was sitting up on the shelf, and it was calling me. Look what somebody did to his eyes. Can't have that. Try to make him look like a Siamese, I think. I'm trying to figure out if how I'm going to deal with this. That guy, I like him though. He's sitting there, but guys, I can sit here and preach to the choir, and I can sit here and try to make this all glory, and it's not. The first step is trying your best to do what you can to make sure your freedom and the people that you love, and that freedom is, guys, look, I still have issues about heaven. I've heard it, and I've even put it in my head before. My heaven will look a lot different than yours. If there's a heaven, I would hope it would be me and my Native American regalia dancing around a fire, hooting and hollering and doing whatever the hell I want. Well, hopefully what others want too. That's my version of heaven. Some of y'all's version, I'll be driving around a Bentley or Rolls Royce and I'll have gold chains. That's fine with me, whatever. Your streets are paved with gold and you have everything at your disposal. Whatever. That's not my thing. Walking on a crystal lake ain't my thing. But you can't step on somebody else's freedom. And I think that's where a lot of people screw up. Because yes, you want your freedom, but you want to take that away from someone else. It's not going to work. And here's the thing: is these people that are trying to do this thinks it's okay, and it's not okay. So I'm going to be done with my rant, guys. Follow me on YouTube. Follow me on Facebook. Follow. I got a TikTok. Whatever. I have Geo. Whatever it's called. I have a website that I'm working on. I have Patreon. I have all that stuff. I really don't have. I don't have X or Twitter or whatever. I had TikTok. That's. I don't really do much there. Guys, look. I I don't have anything else on this besides your freedom is. I support you 100%. I will not bend on that. Your freedom is your freedom. My freedom is mine. We may not see eye to eye. That's fine. Other than that, I don't have anything else to say. So, guys, thank you. Blessed be for all you weekends and all you others. Sissy's trying to peek around the corner. See? Told you she was peeking around the corner. Look, 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 look. Look. There it is. Right there. She's waving by. So, anyway, guys, we love you. Take care. Tell me what you want me to discuss, too. I'm willing to take it up. Have a good day, guys.